Jesus Christ. You know, I was gonna wait until the series was over to make another video, or the very least, when the series fucks up. And here in this episode, it indeed fucks up with some of the most cringy, dumbass shit I've ever seen in a while. It's pretty obvious the events of what's going on is pretty skewed, leaving out certain things, right? Probably until we see May's perspective of everything. Yes, May, the assassin woman, the one who as a child said to Osha, "I love you" in the beginning of the episode, and then at the very end, towards the very end of the episode, "I'll kill you." That one, that May right there, the one that just wanted to do everything with Osha, no matter what, and share everything, and this little bit of an obsession with just being the same. I don't know where this comes from. They don't really develop this. It's just there. And it just irks the shit out of me because when when May doesn't get her way and they both start arguing, it's the most annoying fucking dumbass shit. Like, who wants to see children argue with each other on television? Nobody. Nobody wants to see this shit. Like, there's no real impact. It maybe if we seen them sort of just like have like this sort of bond together, we see moments of them bonding and caring for each other and being there for one each other, and we see like the Jedi splintering them a little bit with like their ideology, and one thinks it's right and one thinks it's wrong in a certain way. Oh my god, it annoys the shit out of me because oh my god. All right, I'm going off into a way bigger tangent than I thought I would be, because I'm following a script and I'm just sitting here just thinking about this episode and it pisses me off. So, all right, to get back on track, the dialogue. What was pretty noticeable to me was the drop in quality of the dialogue. That sounds more like people that are just they're talking to each other, but they have a script in hand written by somebody who can't fucking write believable dialogue between two human people. It's like, I don't know, with the siblings, it's like the person who wrote the dialogue never had a sibling and doesn't know what to say. So they just go ahead and say each other's names, like point blank, and not even like little kid names or anything like that. Just the full name, damn near. Like, they don't even have like just playfully just annoying the shit out of each other or anything. They're just arguing most of the time, and it's just the most annoying shit possible. It's just so stupid. Like, they demean Osha, I'm pretty sure, was the one that was being like, sort of demeaned, and it's so dumb that the dialogue and even the adults too, like, even like, what was it, like Osha and May's mom, along with I guess her girlfriend or whatever. Like, even the dialogue there is more so just like, "I'm doing this because I'm the leader. You can't go ahead and tell them what to do. I'll tell them what to do. Here, take them somewhere else and make sure she's okay." It's so like their main mom, I guess, is the one who created them, and the mom that had them in her womb and carried them. They're together. I don't fucking care. Like, it's an all woman coven. These things happen. They don't have like the whole Jedi sort of like no attachment sort of thing, and they're not like Sith plotting against each other. So these sort of relationships, can happen, I suppose, in a coven full of women that don't really have rules against it. So I don't really fucking care about any of that. That whoever is complaining about that, shut the fuck up. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters here is that the story for this episode doesn't have time to develop the love and passion between anybody. It makes everybody fucking worse. And it blows my fucking mind. It pisses me off because what they could have done is like they could have developed like the love and passion between May and Osha in one episode, and when the Jedi would come, it was like, and they would introduce their ideology. They wouldn't exactly like try to like eliminate the fucking coven immediately unless they see some sus ass shit. But maybe their ideology would splinter them, that would, cause the events that would change them forever. Shit like that. It's just so fucking sad and stupid to see the child actors argue and bicker, because it's some of the most annoying shit possible, and some of it is not even believable. Like the lines they said is like, "What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?" It's so fucking dumb. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they argue like children, but like it's not really, like, it's not shit you want to hear. Like who wants to hear this shit? Like, they're supposed to be, like, I guess, like, force created children, and it's supposed to be pretty smart. Anakin at 8 years old, like a year above Osha and May, has better dialogue than they do as children. And this is the prequels dialogue, for fuck's sake. What happened here? All right. Let's stop focusing on the kids, right? Let's stop focusing on the kids, for God's sake. Let's focus on the Night Sisters, witches, whatever the fuck they want to be, right? I don't really see much of a witch sort of culture with them, if that makes any sense. I didn't see anything unique or anything cool besides the cringy ass chanting that they had for the ascension ceremony. The chant was cringy and felt like amateur theaterish, and the effects, oh my god, the effects for the sisters, Night Sisters, whatever, were fucking dog shit, airbending type crap. It's so fucking dumb. Nothing here tells me or really convinces me that they are doing witchcraft space shit. Like, it doesn't convince me. In an instance of taking over, like, the Padawan's body, that's the only type of instance, like, oh yeah, she made his eyes black and just paralyzed him. That's the extent of my powers. Like, what the fuck? Like, I want to see some cool shit, like when it comes to the Night Sisters on Dathomir, right? And you can see, like, the sisters who have Paris turn into zombies, attacking everybody. That shit is fucking fired. I was thinking we were gonna see some cool shit like that, but no, we just see black, like, black eyes and someone, a Padawan being, paralyzed in place, and the Jedi being threatened. Like, what? Let's discuss how something may be considered breaking canon, using the Force or the thread. Trust me, we'll get back to that in a moment, to bring life into the world or galaxy, right? Very Anakin-ish plot point here, right? However, I will say, we don't know how the twins were created. Did old girl, with the thorns on her head, bump uglies with a human? The children died inside her, and the Night Mother brought them back to life using the thread, I guess. Did she just use her abilities to basically magically inseminate old girl? We don't know if it's just the Force, like, or the thread, that she just put, magic in her womb and he just created the babies. We don't know that, right? We just know that with the help of the witch queen, the witch coven leader, whatever, right? I don't fucking care. May and Osha were born, right? If it's exactly like how the Force created Anakin to counter the imbalance in the universe due to Plagueis doing some fucking fuckery, then this is just some blatant fucking bullshit. But again, we don't know how they were created exactly, so for now, for fucking now, I'll let it go. Now, to the thread shit. Look, I'm fine with different organizations and groups focusing on the idea of the Force, labeling it in different things. That's fine, but these are witches, right? I guess Night Sisters. Why focus on the witches specifically? Like, we all know why, in the real world. We all know why. But if this thread idea is somehow also an explanation for Night Sister magics, then you completely missed why the Night Sisters were fucking interesting. Again, these witches didn't have much of a difference between Jedi and Sith, having their own ideology on the Force. We didn't see much of their unique culture. We didn't see much of their abilities either yet. So how the fuck are they Witches again. Like, we don't really see shit. We just see them chant some bullshit and just, cause some Padawan to, go fucking eyes go black and, paralyzed in the corner over here. Like, but that's about it. If they are Night Sisters or a branch coven or whatever, explaining their abilities and the source and the source takes away from the mystery and eerie nature of the magic. That's not quite dark side, but not light side either. It's something else, which made them interesting. But if you take that away from the Night Sisters, because they didn't really explain how their powers work, and it's just some necromancy type crazy fucking magic shit that's, something other than light side and dark, then you take away something pretty fucking interesting from this group of people. They didn't even just take away the interesting part. They made it fucking worse. Like, their explanation doesn't mean fuck all. I would rather have the mystery of how these women have their powers or whatever, right? Like, what's their source? I don't know. Like, their culture, the shit we see in like the Clone Wars was fucking crazy and sick, and it was just intense. If they made it to where Meg was similar to Ventress, then that would have fucking slapped, but they didn't. Also, why isn't she using her Night Sister or witch magic, right? She has the thing on her fucking forehead, which I guess connects her to her coven in the thread, I suppose. So why isn't that helping her in some way? Is it like a passive boost to her abilities? Like, what the fuck? If they wanted to set up the witches as being awesome, symbolic, and whatever the fuck they wanted them to be, why not create a storyline where they are different from the witches in the past that, want to help people, right? That want to seek justice, but they themselves have members who have a darker nature to them that would lead them to their fall. Another master manipulation by the Sith, using the thread to spin a narrative he wants to weave that would create more chaos for the Jedi and decrease the reputation of the Jedi, who realize that their influence is slowly waning and increasingly are getting too worried about said reputation. That right there could be fucking interesting. But again, they didn't do any of that. Like I said, that would be interesting. Imagine the witches don't necessarily walk the path of the Jedi, but not of the Sith either, and are just focusing on protecting themselves, albeit being subtly controlled by the Sith, who are still in hiding at this point in time. If that's what the story thread they want to tell. Missed opportunity, right? Lastly, let's talk about the Jedi. The crew that arrives to see May and Osha. Look, I get where they are coming from. Witches who historically haven't been the best friends of the Jedi, raising children, probably sharing the magic they wield. Cool, sus as fuck. You should probably investigate. What's crazy is that I don't think we know why the Jedi were in the area in the first place. Was there a snitch that told them about, some witch fuckery going on? Or did they just happen to be there because plot? Like, we don't know yet, right? Osha's desire to be a Jedi is weird as fuck, because isn't this group secluded? I'm pretty sure. Who is filling her mind of knowledge of the outside world, especially Jedi, especially in a positive light, since the cult themselves don't really seem to fuck with Jedi, right? So, see, this shit is what fucking irritates me. These witches have no culture. Culture has history. History has lessons that can also indoctrinate. So I'm sitting here wondering why isn't she like questioning more things? It's like she's just accepting it because that's what the plot wants her to do. That's where she's being driven to. Like, did they not teach history? Did they not just go ahead and try to weave her and manipulate her and sort of turn her into one of their own? They just sort of let her be. The Osha specifically, the May just likes being there. That's her shit, right? I fucking hit my mic, right? So yeah, so they just didn't really teach these two kids really anything. They just mildly just trained them in whatever the fuck their space magic is, and kind of, and that's sort of it. And I guess maybe they're waiting for this ascension ceremony to really train them, but like when it comes to cultures like this, you don't start with just a ceremony, right? Unless it's by at birth, right? Uh you don't just start at, when they're like 9 or 8 or whatever, right? To fully like try to teach them stuff and indoctrinate them. You start at the fucking beginning, right? You teach them your ways, you teach them your history, you go ahead and form their little brains into how you want it to be, so it's easier to teach them later on in the future. But apparently not here. And for the love of God, May trying to kill Osha is so fucking wild as well. It is incredibly stupid how they did it too. Then immediately after that, everyone is fucking dead? How? Like, where was the fuss? Where was the fighting? Like, what the fuck happened? Osha just saw her mom 2 fucking minutes ago. Are they gonna just have this crew of Jedi secretly tasked with destroying this coven because they are witches and try to take the kids away before doing so? Like, because this is some Sith shit. Like, what's happening? What's going on here? What happened to talking? What happened to diplomacy? It's like the writers are just making the Jedi wrong on purpose for the sake of fucking plot. I'm not stupid, right? Jedi have done some fucked shit. But this right here is just blatantly Sith behavior if they were sent to just destroy this coven because they weren't exactly Sith, but they weren't Jedi. They were teaching this weird shit, so fuck them, all right? So if that's their idea, then I'm... See, there's a difference between like the Jedi slowly falling into like being, more political and being annoying and shit, and just, overall just being fucking assholes at some point, right? But this is blatantly just making them the bad guy if that sort of idea of them, destroying the whole coven is a thing. But if it's like another possibility I heard from Angry Joe, if like in his own fucking rant, this video is not because of Angry Joe. I was going to make this video because how stupid this episode was. But he made a good point. If they made it to where May, was being told that May, Osha can go with the Jedi and do whatever the fuck she wants, and gets mad and kills everybody off some fucking magic bullshit, that's gonna fucking piss me off too. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? What's the payoff? Because we're episode 3 out of 8? And I know it's probably still a little bit early to see what sort of payoff this series is going to give us. But at this point, I don't give a shit. The story from Osha's point of view just makes everything seem so fucking dumb. I can't even... like, the dialogue was just ass, the story was ass, the episode itself was just garbage. And if they just had it to where the backstory is just snippets from memory starting to come back more clearly, especially when it comes to dialogue that is actually fucking good, then if of stuff that also actually fucking happened, that would have been better than this dog shit. This episode alone teeters the show back towards dog shit territory, and that is a sin in my book, leading me to give this episode, just like the number of it, a fucking 3. The show itself could have been interesting if it gave us some interesting material to get excited for, but god damn it. It keeps hitting you over the head with bad storytelling. Like, for fuck's sake, how is this supposed to make me care about the characters if it makes them worse in this fucking episode? I don't give a fuck about, May anymore. Like, alright, cool, maybe she's being manipulated and so on, whatever, right? But in point blank, in episode 3, she's just a horrible fucking person. Like, what the fuck is going on? She wanted to go ahead and kill, like, some butterfly thing just because she could. And I'm just like, but why? Why are you so bothered? Why are you, especially like one that like her sister was, was cool with. So what the fuck, right? This doesn't bode well for the Acolyte because Jesus Christ, man. Nothing here matters. It's so far, right? Nothing here gives me goosebumps. gives me something to enjoy the story so far and how it adds anything to Star Wars. None of the characters are compelling enough for me to fucking care. I guarantee you, no one will want to be like any of these characters. Maybe the Wookiee, because, you know, he's a Jedi Wookiee, maybe. And none of them will, nobody will care for them and choose to be better or take anything of note that betters them as a person, like Himmel did. If you know who Himmel is, if you know, you know. But yeah, that's it for my little rant over this recent episode for how stupid it was. Like, let me know in the comments below, like, what you think of it, because I just can't fucking even right now, man. It's so fucking dumb. Like, we didn't even need this episode. I would have been fine with just the backstory being snippets, and you showed me, you showed me, like I heard stuff about the past. You showed me the past. I don't like it. Like, I just don't like how it's represented. I don't know. I don't like how it's written. I don't know how it's the dialogue in said backstory. I don't give a shit because nothing here really matters besides maybe like the Night Sister or witch mark on May's fucking forehead, which I don't really see the significance yet because she could have been using her powers. We've seen her fucking use it. So why isn't there much significance? So yeah, then that's it for the rant. Let me know your comments let me know your opinions in the comments below. I can't even fucking speak right now. And stay safe, healthy, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Mentally, I'm fucking checked out right now. And I'll see you guys all later.